All right, boys and girls. So this is the pack that 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade get. And everything, you get the same. So I'm not going to do a test of the colored pencils because I already did one in a previous video. These are what the colored pencils look like. This is my swatch. These are all the colors. These two colors here are from my art sticks from Prismacolor. And you can see like this is red. This is red. What happened? These are, this is actually a colored pencil for the most part. There's just no wood around it. I love these. You don't have to sharpen them. So you're like, what happened? Why are these colors so much? This is a better brand. They have more pigment. Pigment is the stuff that makes color. It has nothing to do with pigs. Not that I know of. But you have a wider variety with this pack. So the color pencils are okay. You got a set of praying crayons. So these are the praying colors on top. This set over here is Crayola. They're pretty close, but you only get 8 colors. Well, meanwhile, some people have sets of Crayola crayons. This one has 24. I know that some of my friends have sets that are bigger. Crayola is not that expensive. If you want to get yourself a set of Crayola crayons and switch the crayons out, by all means, I recommend it. 8 crayons, 8 colors. Come on now. What are we doing here? The markers. Where's the markers? Oh, I must have pulled the markers out. The markers, which you should have. I have somewhere. If I have it somewhere. I have a set of Crazy Art markers. Hold on. You should have a set of Crazy Art markers in your pack. I must have pulled out the Crazy Art markers and put them somewhere. But I have this set from my other pack. So these markers, they work. They work. They're good. They work. That's okay. It's all right. Take care of them. Keep caps on the markers. Be very careful with them. There are no more. You run out, too bad. So sad. You get a set of paints. I do a side-by-side testing of the paints. These are the Crazy Art paints here. That's how the colors look. I don't know why they have brown and green. And then this is the set that we usually, and those of you that know and love me, you know that we mix our own colors. So we normally mix our own green. And if we try to mix and make a purple in the Crazy Art, it looks like this. So this is Crayola purple. This is Crazy Art purple. I know, crazy, right? Okay. That's why it's called Crazy Art. Okay. I'm right. You're going to get a pencil. You're going to get a lovely eraser. I don't use pink erasers, but hey, go for it. This is your watercolor cup. Hopefully it's not cracked like mine. That would be so sad. This one's cracked. I don't even know what to say. You're going to get a pencil sharpener. This is not terrible. I mean, it's a handheld one, and it has a little container for your shavings. A glue stick. Keep the lid on your glue. This is it. This is all the glue you're getting, unless, of course, you buy your own. Feel free. You can do that if you like. You know I don't like glue sticks. Oh, there's a hole in my bag. That's where the markers went. So the thing that's different between your set and kindergarten through second is you are getting this mixed, they call it a mixed media journal. So it's supposed to be 50 sheets of heavyweight paper for drawing and painting. Not terrible. And you also get this Bic intensity marker as opposed to the classroom standard from Miss M, which is our Sharpie. I love Sharpies. Matter of fact, this is an older Sharpie. I've been using it. I want to see what the difference is in the Sharpie color. So, and the Bic color. So this is the Bic. One thing I noticed right away is there's a little bit of bleed from one page to the other. So I would recommend putting paper in between, like a scrap piece. I often have, when I do, this paper is not that good. So this paper is not that good. So I'm going to put this in between so that when I use something like this marker and I want to color a section in, it puts down a good amount of color. This is a good marker. And this one is the Sharpie. This one's a little loved. You can see I'm the only person using this. This marker's been loved already by them. I've used it for some samples and projects and draw alongs. You know I like to draw markers, right? If you ever watch people who draw professionally, they often have like a pile of markers in front of them or pens. I have that too in my studio. Like if you watch Art for Kids Hub, they'll have all the markers like laid out in front here under the camera. All right. This marker is actually older, so that might be the reason why, but you can see that actually fills it up. So I recommend if you're drawing on this and you want to keep the pages in here, then I would put like a scrap sheet of paper in between. That's number one. Number two, if I'm going to use this for painting, and I'm just going to use the Crazy Art paint, I have feelings about this paint, not the best feelings. Oh, and the mark. It's luck of the draw with the brushes. They give you an extra brush. Don't use the brush in the Crazy Art because that's disgusting. This is the most disgusting. When I get brushes like this, I use them for one thing and one thing only, and that's paint or glitter or something like that. But I just tore this brush apart because it's terrible. All right. That brush is no good. If for some reason you have a brush problem, let me know. I am a professional art teacher, so I got a whole drawer full of brushes. So I want to just put some color down here so I can at least test this paint out on the paper. So how does this paper hold up to the paint? And you know that I usually like to use, I don't know, some, I'm going to do a little blending. So let's say, this is purple. I thought you had to make purple. This is a better brush than the last one I was using. But this is also, I don't know. So they got purple. I thought they didn't have purple for some reason. But you can see that the paper's starting to warp. And you're like, well, what did that mean? How's that compare? Well, normally with them, because I'm crazy like that, uses this 90-pound paper. And this 90-pound paper has a tendency to hold up much better. Unless, of course, we're doing something super special, and then I give it the watercolor paper, which always holds up well. But this 90-pound paper, which I have more of somewhere. Okay, this is my fox thing from earlier. So earlier this week, I did little fox. And this is 90-pound paper. This is not 90-pound paper, but this is supposed to hold up for watercolors. But you can see that there's some bleeding, and see it's going through, like you see those little dots? That's the paper starting to deteriorate. So you have to, and you guys should be old enough to remember that sometimes when you're painting, and I'm doing a lot of talking, you have to give your paper a rest. So you can see right away as I'm painting on this paper that it's actually holding up a lot better. And believe it or not, the painting in real life looks better than what you're seeing on the screen. But this is holding up a lot better. There's a lot less of those little dots, and you can see it's not bleeding through like it is here on the back. So, what does this mean? I'll tell you what it means. First off, Do not use your art supplies unless you're in art class. That means unless you see me, Miss M, or you're in my class with my recording, doing my videos at your scheduled time on a school day, then you're allowed to use these. I know some people get super excited and they want to do all this artwork on their own, and I have tons of respect for that, and I wish I could send home a limitless supply of art. This is sad. This makes me cry. I'm sorry if you end up with a brush like that. I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Let me know if you need a brush. Perhaps I can remedy that problem. I'm not making any promises at all, boys and girls, but perhaps I will try to help you out. Unless you see me, don't use this. Don't use it. I know some of your teachers like to let you use Art for Kids Hub. I love Art. I love Art for Kids Hub because I'm crazy, right? Don't use this for that. Don't use this for your free drawing. Please only use it for art class during art time on an art day or an art lesson. Did I cover everything? I think I did. Keep all of your materials in your material bag. How I ended up missing a pack of markers, I do not know. And I'm quite sad about that. I'm not going to lie. And there's also a hole in my bag, but that's not where my markers went. Let me put this in here. So when I do my samples, I'm going to keep everything in here, and hopefully your cup is not cracked. How many things I have to say about this? There were some things I was pleasantly surprised about, and some things that I was not. So there you go.